You know what we call this in the United States? God's ketchup, right there.
I've never heard that before. I think he just made it up.
Is this how the other half lives all the time?
One of those things just never happened.
When somebody rips one, you know it, and it's not yours.
It was like Bugs Bunny when you like smelled the carrot soup.
That is the most random thing. What are you talking about?
It's impossible.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Overseason, coming to you at long last. After long last? At long last? On April 24th. 23rd to some of you, because we are in Vietnam, and you're 13 hours behind us, if not more, or less. Or more, or less. I can't remember anymore.
Who cares?
It's been a bit of life on the run here for me.
It has been.
How have you been? Where are you coming from?
Well, Senor Tony, first I have to say it's excellent to finally be here.
After our last misadventure.
Yeah, we tried
We got
so
the
hard.
visas. This time, we did it right. We played by the rules. We understood what the rules were.
That's right.
And we got right through that gauntlet.
Yep, we sure did. And here we are in Ho Chi Minh at the
Saigon Podcast Studio. But you say Saigon. People in Ho Chi Minh call it Saigon. We've learned that today.
We learned this today.
If you're outside of it, if you're like in the north.
If you're not a Saigoner,
right,
then you're a Ho Chi Minher.
Got it.
But if you're a Saigoner, then you know that it's a Saigon.
Right.
You know?
Something like that. So we went on a little market tour this morning, which was really nice.
Yes. And you know, Tony, I have to say, the moment I landed, I felt right at home, and I wanted to describe this to you because there's always this exciting anticipation of visiting a new place. This is the first time I've been in Vietnam.
We've been wanting to do this for quite some time.
Absolutely. And it's a really cool place. There's a lot to see. And I must say, the moment that I landed and looked outside my grab car and started trying to get my bearings in terms of what the city looked like, it just felt like I was driving down Washington Ave in Philadelphia the whole time.
It was my trip, I just got in 2 hours before you last night, and the amount of like Vespa motorbikes with families on them, dogs on them, going every which direction, but it's got this kind of fluid dynamics to it. Like there's nobody getting in accidents. There's a little honking and stuff, but it all kind of seems to work.
I agree. It feels like aesthetically, it reminds me of if the Philippines and Thailand kind of came together, because the Philippines certainly has this grit and like a busy kind of urban soul to it. Lots of soot, lots of traffic. There's just a lot going on in Manila. Thailand feels a little bit, I don't want to say refined, but let's say less congested.
Yeah, I think it felt more laid out on a grid in a way to me. Bigger streets, bigger, blocks of some sort.
Yeah.
But, I mean, what can you tell in 2 days, But it just did feel a little bit more organized.
And here we are, finally. So,
it took a long time through a lot of pain on my part when when we were living in Philadelphia together. I would always have to go myself because you didn't want to go because it's like taking a sauna in the heat. So when did the epiphany happen for you that Vietnamese food is worth it, and then you wanted to go?
Okay, so we talked about this a little bit. So I'd never gotten any exposure to Vietnamese food really, even though growing up a lot of time and spending a lot of time in the Italian market, it's surrounded by great Vietnamese food, and often New Yorkers and people from the city will say that Philadelphia has probably some of the best, I would say some of the best Vietnamese food available in the U.S., right?
I don't know about the U.S., but certainly between,
I think it's like,
on the
oddly
eastern.
enough, I think it's Houston has a huge Vietnamese population.
Yeah.
Philly does, for some reason. I don't know exactly why. And L.A. And I've heard from many people that Philly, in terms of its East Coast presence, is one of the best, if not the best, Vietnamese food places. And it wasn't until I started hanging out with you that I really got exposure to it. Because
Wait, you never. What do you
Dude,
mean?
I think
just
my-
because exposure
my
by
fir-
I mean like me talking about wanting to go and
No,
going
listen,
by
so
myself.
our-
What kind of exposure was that?
No, because we went to Pho 777
That's true.
in Reno. And I think
That's
that
right.
was,
It was in Reno.
That
Yeah.
was the first time I'd ever had pho. And I didn't know I didn't know the deal about it.
Got it.
And I'm not a soup for dinner kind of guy. I'm not a soup for lunch kind of guy. And all of a sudden, here we are in Vietnam, and I got to be a soup for breakfast kind of guy because it turns out that they like to eat it for breakfast, which is fantastic. You know what I mean? Everything is better on the other side of the world.
So we just had our first Vietnamese pho. It was excellent.
It was excellent. We went to Pho Phong, I think.
For all the complaining that X likes to do about the Michelin Guide, it is his go-to source for where to go, anywhere in any city.
I
You're
would
like
say
pulling at the Michelin Guide to figure out.
The Bib Gourmand is.
Yeah, you're right. You like the
is
Bib Gourmand.
one.
Yeah.
It's the one.
So this
right?
place was a Bib Gourmand restaurant. I'm not even going to begin to try to remember how to pronounce the name. But
It was Pho Phong.
fantastic. It was Pho Phong.
Phuong.
Okay, there you
Pho
go.
Phong. So yeah, I mean, it took a while for me to figure out how special pho was. It took a while for me to really get into.
But you always liked banh mi.
Yes,
Right.
I've always loved banh mi, and I don't know how I discovered banh mi.
Because
Banh mi.
it was cheap and you could buy 12 of them.
Well, you buy 5, you get 6 free
There
at
you go.
Ballet. In the old days,
Right.
Because they don't do that anymore.
Yeah.
They have certainly gone through shrinkflation there. What used to be like 4 summer rolls in a packet is now 2, and
That's just like
everything-
a grab and go place, right? It's not. They don't have pho there. It's a bakery.
Yeah, it's a
right? So
bakery,
they do
and
bakery, grab and go sandwiches.
They do one of my favorite things of Vietnamese food that we haven't had yet, nem chua, I think it's called, and it's like vermicelli noodles with like fermented or sour beef that's made into like a sausage with chilies and garlic in it.
Huh.
And I love it, and it can be spicy if it's got a lot of chilies in it, but it's one of my favorite things. So I look forward. We're gonna find some. We're gonna have some. This place is an interesting place.
This place meaning.
This place meaning what I've seen so far of Vietnam.
Oh, you mean where we are
Where
right
we
now? This
are
place.
in Saigon.
Yeah.
It's an interesting place. Why do I say that? So Neil, who owns the Saigon Podcast Studio, very cool guy with 10 years experience here in Saigon, took us to a part of town that is often overlooked, let's say, by the casual traveler and most people who make it into Saigon. And we went to this cool market and saw all different types of things.
All different types of market things.
What do you think Tony got on his first trip to a market? First thing he purchased, what did Tony get? What'd you get?
What did I buy?
Yeah, what'd you buy? I mean, your first purchase here.
I got fingernail clippers.
Fingernail clippers.
I've been on the road for 2 weeks now.
I
man.
understand, but you know what I
They
mean?
were getting. It was getting a little scary. It was like a little
What's-
Nosferatu-esque.
What's interesting to me is that we land and go to a food fucking market, and the first thing Tony asks a random lady in a random stall in a random food market is, "Do you have nail clippers?"
Did she?
Of multiple colors.
Did she? Yes.
Of
She's like,
multiple
first off, she was kind of hiding, crouched behind. It was kind of a scary. She's like, whoa, there you are.
Yeah, there's
Right?
definitely a master
And
splinter
I just
thing
thought,
going
like,
on.
here, I needed some fingernail clippers. I've literally been living out of a suitcase for the past 2 weeks. And I'm like, she had them. Isn't that what a market is for,
What
my
would
friend? Isn't a
happen?
central market,
What would
community
happen
market?
if you went to the Reading terminal and asked any random human being that
It wasn't a
worked there,
random human being. It was
No,
a
it was
woman working at a shopkeeper who had
I
she
know.
had them.
I can't believe it.
So how about it's just my, understanding of how
The world works.
How the world works, that I could ask her for fingernail clippers and end up with beautiful fingernail clippers.
2 different ones.
They were too colorful and beautiful. They were awesome. And I've used them, and they had a nice action to them. They weren't
Did
like
they?
too cheap. I think
Nice.
they'll be with me for a long time
I love that.
if they don't confiscate them through the airport.
I hope they don't.
Me as well.
And I was impressed. I was impressed by your order. I was impressed by the delivery of the order. I was impressed by the clusterfuck.
What was I supposed to get? A
figuring
beef
out-
heart? Which
well,
what was it, a pig's ear?
yes,
A eel? I could have gotten an eel.
a live one.
Yeah.
You
Well, I'm
could've-
sure they would have taken care of it for me.
Maybe the nail clipper could be, could come in handy in a live eel.
Somebody better not ask me to borrow a pair of nail clippers on this trip. That's all
I
I'm
have
saying.
my nail clippers.
All right.
All right, but I just thought it was a very creative order, and I was impressed by the fact. It's like you walk into a hotel and you're like, you know what? I'm in the mood for, I don't know, a fucking tofu BLT.
I think you're
Right?
wrong.
And they're like,
I asked the
done.
woman and she had them. It wasn't like she pulled them out of her purse and she just sold me her personal fingernail clippers. She had them for sale.
Are you sure about that?
She had like
She had a
25.
box of them. It was insane.
It wasn't.
I wasn't
insane.
expecting.
It's a
Dude,
market.
Bro, come on. For you to so easily glide over the fact that you went into a food market.
It's
and
the
bought-
food. They have everything. It's a central market where people
Sure
go to like
do.
transact and do business.
Well,
Each little ring has something different. They have the veg spot. They have the wet market spot.
yep.
They had the fermented spot, which I was surprised you were able to
Handle it.
handle it with your olfactory superior, sensibilities. It was kind of tame.
You know what? Well, that's the thing about we entered this incredible market, one where you can get fingernail clippers or a beef heart.
Right? It depends on which way you're looking. The
It's
right or to
absolutely
the left.
right.
Yeah.
And there was lots of unrefrigerated things. There were
Piled
lots.
high.
It,
Layers of fish,
dude, like there was like I don't know if it was trout or salmon. It looked more like trout to me because
Trout, salmon, same family.
same family, but it didn't have a ton of fat in it. Like Atlantic salmon, all the farm salmon is just usually has a pretty thick rings of marbleization.
Yeah.
And I noticed how thin they
Can
were.
I tell you about briefly?
Yeah.
Can I tell you about we had a dinner party and I bought wild salmon thinking I'd impress everybody. Because
Nobody
it's like
gave a shit.
$45, $49 a pound,
What happened?
And first off, I had a question for you about this because, what do you cook for a dinner party? We're taking a hard right here, just so you know.
Yeah.
All right, hard
Went
right.
from fingernails.
It's been like 3 months. Well, I wanted to get away from the fingernails, but it's been like 3 months since we've
Okay.
done something. So we got a lot to cover. And forgive us if our meandering becomes a little bit hectic,
I like the hectic.
I know you do. It's usually my job to keep you in line. So I'm having this dinner party.
All right.
People from other parents from our school type of thing. I think it's 6 other people.
Okay.
Know them, don't know them well, and trying to understand how to build a menu around when you don't know whose responsibility is it? Should you ask if there are restrictions? Should they tell you if they have their own restrictions? Because part of the reason that I chose the salmon was I thought that was like a middle ground. It was easy for people to.
I'm going to say something insensitive now.
Okay.
And this is just because I don't have children.
It's been a while.
Listen, it's hard enough, I think, for me mentally to process this undying this guy that Will Gadara seems like a super nice guy, but he does this thing, unreasonable hospitality, it's his ethos and this, you know what I mean?
Yes.
I'm of the ilk of the other side now.
What's the ilk of you?
There is no one unvetted that doesn't know the secret handshake, who is not a fucking homie or a friend, who is using a piece of my fucking silverware. You are not allowed to eat at my house unless you're fucking cool, unless you don't have problems. And if you do have problems, you got an allergy.
Okay, but you're saying
got a
you're
whatever.
never going to host a dinner party to try and get to know people?
No.
You're not gonna.
No,
Okay,
no.
so imagine you're in a situation where you've known people. You're inviting them over. They're not just showing up saying, "Cook me dinner." You know what I mean? You're
Yeah, but,
inviting them.
I
It's
just-
not like, can 6 random people come over to my house? I feel like providing for you.
Okay, listen,
know?
here's the deal. If someone was gracious enough to invite me to their house to have dinner, my fucking problems, we leave them at the door.
But part of Okay,
know
but
what I
let me just jump to the end here. Like nobody had any problems.
Good.
Right? Okay. I'm not saying that. I'm not building up this tension to say like, oh, and then
No,
they
I
didn't
mean,
like
it's like, what
salmon,
are
they
they-
didn't like that. You know.
right,
I'm just saying it probably comes from a little bit of our restaurant. You know, it's like, what if one doesn't like this? What if one doesn't like that? And you're throwing a party, you want everybody to be happy. So, I went for the expensive salmon,
Oh, okay.
which,
Overcooked.
fuck.
But like,
It's hard to cook wild salmon that doesn't have a lot of. It's like
Yeah.
it gets dry.
It does.
It gets dry,
but
and
this,
everybody finished their plate except my wife. She left a chunk there, just to
she wanted you to know.
just
And
so that
she
I
knew
knew.
you would know
Yeah.
by leaving it there. And this is what that yaki teriyaki's for. You know what I mean? Like when
The
you,
Japanese barbecue sauce,
or yes,
Yeah, that sounds
Japanese.
good.
It is good.
Yeah.
The Japanese barbecue, or
the
there's
one
that,
in the two, like the ketchup bottle.
I
almost.
like that one.
Yeah.
It's not that one because I don't remember what that was. But this is what sauce is for. This is what A1 is for. This is what.
Well, I did some like the grits that you like. You know those grits?
Yes.
I did those. I did them the right way this time. I like
soak them the 2
I
days
soaked-
before.
Yeah, and like I think it was. I don't remember precise, but it's like a 7-to-1 ratio of
Are
liquid.
you serious?
Yes, and could probably handle 8-to-1 if you really had to. But I did like 4-to-1 the day before and let them like soak out in
And
the
they
fridge.
still
And then,
wasn't enough.
well, I didn't quite know, but I wanted to get a head start on them, right? So
Okay.
then the next day I could just add another.
Tell
4.
everybody about these grits real quick because they are excellent. They're like made in New York or raised.
Yeah, I get them from a Korean farm at the farmer's market. I think it's Good Luck Farm or Good Joy Family Happy Farm, something like that. And you can kind of get anything from there. They have apples and greens and duck eggs, and you can order a goose from them at Christmas. Like,
Wow.
do the special. They have rice, which I know I've spoken about before, but they grow rice in New York State. Great rice. It's amazing. And then
you?
these grits that are like chunky. I
They
don't know
have
how
such a
big these things
toothsome
must.
texture.
They're so like.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're sturdy.
Right.
And I feel like they've got a. You made them for us one time when we did
Like a
we did a
little
bunch of
grill
roasted
out.
pork chops. Yep, at your
Right.
place. And the texture is it's almost like you figured out you got to do 7-to-1 2 days ahead. They're
It took a
real
while.
grits.
It took a
They're
while.
real grits. But so yeah. So listen, man. I mean, I how does it make honestly?
Let's just come up. Just give me a rule. Like,
What's
who's-
the rule?
Should you ask if there are any
Never.
allergies? Okay,
Never.
got it. I feel the same. I feel as if you have something to, if you're being invited over to a dinner party and you have some specific thing, you got to say something. That's it.
Well, and listen, what is the allergy, right? Like I'll give you an example, right? So my little brother is a peanut guy.
Oh, a
He
peanut
can't
guy.
have peanuts.
Right.
And I think it's gotten
Do you
to the
ever
point-
threaten him with a little peanut snuck into his food every once in a while, just in not actually do it, but threaten it?
I've threatened to the only threatening I've done is telling him how much he's missing. You know what I mean? Because
Like these Cracker Jacks are really good.
bro.
Crunch,
I mean,
crunch,
I think
crunch.
yes, or like a Baby Ruth, which I don't think exists anymore. But like
What?
Snickers bar? Yeah, baby.
Wait.
I don't think Baby Ruth exists
What?
anymore. Yeah,
Really
I don't think it does. I haven't seen it in a long time.
interesting.
But
Like a payday.
Yeah, like I feel bad that he can't experience. So he actually had a takeout Szechuan Chinese experience that put him in
Does
the
he
hospital.
carry like a?
Yeah, I
something?
think he needs an EpiPen and the whole deal. So I think in that case, it's like if you're gonna have a hospital episode, then sure, I think you should say, hey, I can't.
Yes,
have.
of course,
That's
course.
a separate issue.
No, of course. We're not talking
But
about
if
the
it's
people
like
with real
mine,
issues.
like,
We're talking
my
about like
tummy
I don't like
hurts.
mushrooms, by the way.
Yeah.
It's that kind of a thing.
I know.
And again, it was all great. It was all fine.
Yes.
It's just like you start to like think in your head from the restaurant days, like how many different variations of what should I pull out of this just in case.
Did
you know?
anybody have any?
No, I'm
issues?
telling. No, I'm telling.
that's
No, it
good.
was all great.
That's good. That's good.
Except I overcooked the salmon.
You know what?
I'm not gonna shell out for wild salmon anymore. It was $40 whatever dollars.
How
a
many
pound.
pounds did you buy?
Like 4, I think.
So was it a whole side or was it already sliced?
No, I got a side.
You got a side of salmon.
Yeah.
Well, listen, the other half of the salmon didn't die in vain. The half that you made certainly did. And that's okay.
Well,
That's okay.
I mean,
Everybody ate everything on their plates. I'm sure the sides were fantastic.
yeah.
I'm sure they loved the grits. You know?
The grits were good because they kind of like had a,
Yeah.
you could like fold the flaky salmon into the grits.
They're like, there's butter in this.
Exactly.
Listen, Tony, it happens, man. You know, I fuck up a steak all the time.
I did put a little blackening spice on. I want to let you know that too,
Ooh.
because I know that is your jam.
I love black.
I still somehow I have some kind of block that I don't understand why it's called blackening spice or why you'd want to burn those spices. I don't understand it, but I use it pretty frequently. I'll put some on there.
I like
it. I'm not saying I don't like it. I just don't blacken it per se.
My issue has been, so dude, I have a little page out of Jeff Fader's book. I have fallen back in love with the broiler.
Okay.
And the reason I bring this up,
his tales from the broiler.
yeah,
section,
dude.
yeah.
Here's the thing, right? So, I'll give you an example of just like any fish, especially if you want to keep the skin on. I feel like half the battle of any cooking with protein is just understanding what like equipment you're working with. And in the case, for example, of you with your salmon, how did you make it? Did you do oven or did you do grill?
So my kitchen is quite small, and I was trying to figure out something that I could. I cooked it in my little toaster oven.
Really?
It's not an actual toaster, but it's like a small oven because my house used to be an office. So I have like a kitchen. I have like a 3-burner range and like a little oven next to it. I can roast a chicken in it, but I can't roast a turkey in it. You know?
Interesting.
You've seen it.
I haven't
It's like
cooked
small.
in it.
It's
so
like feels like a little European.
got it.
Right?
It's a New York kitchen.
Yeah, but there's no oven. There's not an oven-sized oven. It's
so
like
is it tabletop?
no, it's built into the. It's like built into the counters.
Okay.
But you can fit a chicken in there nicely.
Okay,
Does
understood.
the chicken great. It just can't do anything larger than that.
And does it
I
have
could do a pork butt in there.
does it have a broiler in it? Like
Yes.
Okay, it
I
does.
almost exclusively use the broiler part.
Interesting.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So then when you're making the salmon, was that the first time that you had done salmon in the oven? Or,
What do you?
only because
what?
usually I'm a salmon.
I lived there for like 4 years. Do you think it's the first time I've done salmon in the oven?
I don't fuck the first time you did wild salmon, I hope.
No. Well, it was. I don't often do wild salmon. I'm not sure if they usually have it at the fish kill farm. Fish kill. What's it called? Fish kill. No, it's not fish kill. I'm sorry. Wappingers. I don't know. It's a fish market. I'm bad with names. That
No
kind of
worries.
thing. But it's fairly new, and they have like great fresh fish there.
Yeah.
Cold Spring Fish Market.
Okay.
I have a very European kind of drive home where I go to the
the
fish
best.
market, go to the
Get a little bread, go to the butcher
marbles,
shop.
exactly, all that
Yeah.
jazz.
Yeah.
But what did you ask me?
So
No, it wasn't the first time I'd cooked salmon. I've
Yeah, but dude,
been
okay.
around salmon before,
So let
so
me ask you
I
this, though.
understand.
Wouldn't you? I guess this was more of like a family style six top, but like, would you normally do salmon in the oven, or would you do salmon on like? I'm more of a skillet or.
I did it. I start the skillet,
Yep.
get it ripping,
Okay.
skin side down,
Fair.
put it under the broiler.
Okay.
The problem was, for one, you're trying to like time things.
Yeah.
Right? Like, obviously, if it would have been pulled at the right time and served immediately, it would probably been fine. It just cooked very quickly also, you know?
Yeah.
And then it kind of sat for a bit, so it got a little...
I think everybody loved it except for the one that you wanted to love it the most. You know what I mean? And that's totally fine. C'est la vie.
C'est la vie.
Sure.
But what were we talking about? No, so you
Yeah.
broil, blacken...
Okay, so I've been getting into the broiler a lot more because I feel like it's the easiest way to keep skin intact, because I've been trying to figure out, I feel like each cooking apparatus has its own, a life and a mind of its own.
Yeah, you got to kind of...
You got to get to know them.
Yeah.
Whether it's a grill, understand what your hot spots are, or if it's a pan even, like understanding how quickly it comes to temperature, all that stuff,
All
right?
cooking, like I'm always saying, is something about understanding the relationship between temperature and moisture. That's cooking.
Mm-hmm. I like that. Well, I feel like there's a lot less guesswork, and there's a lot more the ability to see how any protein or fish or skin interacts with a broiler because you're watching the action happen. And so, to give you an example, last time I was in Philly, we got a beautiful, me and Ronnie went to Samuels and Sons. Shout out to Samuels and Sons. I'm going to tell you a little story about Samuels and Sons. If not on this podcast, on the
We're
next
talking
one.
fish. Go ahead.
We're talking fish. So let me start by saying we got this beautiful Ludamere, right? Which I didn't quite know, and I might be butchering this as well, but Ludamere, it turns out, is just wild Bronzino.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that. But we got this beautiful, like, 4-pound Ludamere.
It means like wolf of the sea.
Wolf of the Sea. Why does it have such a badass name when
I
it's
don't know.
wild? And then I mean, Bronzino is a cool enough name.
I agree.
Why not just call it, I don't know, Ludamere Farmed? I don't know. Anyway, so we got this beautiful.
One's French and one's Italian.
Right, but
So
I don't know. I just, something about Ludamere feels.
feels fancier.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we got this big, beautiful Ludamere, and I was like, how do you, it was big. It was like almost 5 pounds.
Wow.
Which obviously first off, you don't want to butcher it because the whole idea of the whole fish is
Cook it whole.
Cook it whole, right?
Right.
So we got it scaled, we got it gutted, and then we stuffed that fucker with big pieces of lemon and the herbs and all that stuff, which I don't even know if it does anything, but it looks cool.
Yeah.
And then, and it's a great way to get rid of herbs, right?
All those dried stems. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So we did this. We did this whole fish, seasoned it beautifully. Hit it up with a bunch of good olive oil, the whole deal, right? Bunch of great sea salt, and I was like, should we put this in the grill? And I have done plenty of outdoor cooking on a grill, where, for example, like if I'm like, say I want to sear scallops, there's been plenty of times where I just get a pan and throw it on the fucking grill, right, and do all that stuff. This fish was too big, right? So
Too big to fit on the grill, or to figure out how to flip it properly.
All that,
Yeah.
right? It starts to get clumsy. So we got the fish and we threw it in the broiler and got it beautifully caramelized on one side. Flipped the fucker over. Did the
How'd
same.
you flip it?
2 spats.
Okay.
2 spatulas, right? And we just
So you must have started with like on a cookie sheet.
yes, exactly
Okay.
right.
Get that hot first.
No, just
Really?
threw it in the.
Did you put anything down?
foil?
How did not? Okay.
Olive oil.
And but nothing like on
No, and-
between the foil and the fish.
Would have been a good idea though to throw some herbs or something in between.
But
to
you
give it
didn't
some-
didn't get stuck or anything,
Didn't
so
get
you're
stuck.
good. Okay.
Didn't get stuck because it's, I guess, cooking from the
It was
top.
just kind of right. It's cooking from the top, so it didn't even
Exactly.
get right.
So cooked it from the top and purposely undercooked it. Purposely, because we did Basque style, which I'll explain.
All right.
So throw it in the oven, broil, caramelize on one side, flip it over, finish it, and then
Finish it, or it's still undercooked.
It was undercooked, but let's say, for example, probably 10 minutes each side. If we would have gone 15 each side, it would have probably cooked all the way through.
Mm-hmm.
But I purposely wanted it to be like medium on the inside. So when it was finished, pulled it out, took the head off, and took some of the bottom pieces and whatever, filleted it, opened it up, and it was like perfectly medium. It was a touch translucent in the center, and then
Just enough to like pull the bones out.
that's correct.
Okay.
And once
Did you do it like with the spoons, like an old French?
Yeah, did it, all that.
Yeah.
Did like a proper South Philly BYOB.
Uh-huh.
Right. Opened it up, and then a big thing in the Basque Country is toast hot garlic, and just literally throw it on the translucent side of the fish, so it cooks it up. It adds garlic. It adds flavor, and you can season it right after that. So we did that, and it turned out perfectly. And at that point, it just reaffirmed my love of the broiler. The broiler is such an underutilized, I feel like, piece of cooking machinery, and salmon, or any fish for that matter, especially when it has skin on it and you want to keep it intact. I feel like it's incredibly difficult unless you're cooking portions to keep the skin.
Well, yeah, of course.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think from here on out, I'm gonna be I'm converted to broiler. Broiler for fish.
Well, broiler in the winter, grill in the summer.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I mean, I understand with the grill though, it's kind of difficult.
Dude, the skin always fucking comes off.
Of
Doesn't mean
course.
if you get it super hot.
Now I have that Kalamazoo grill. You know.
Have you done fish on that?
Yes, because there's a plate you can get for it, designed for fish. It's basically a flat top.
It's a plancha.
Basically, it has like some cutouts in it, right? So you get a little bit of that smokiness through. But it's basically a plancha with like some holes that you can put some like wood chips or something on there. So that's fantastic.
That's nice.
Yeah.
That's nice. Well, so after our fish diversions, we saw all kinds of fish today.
We did.
In the market.
Boy, did we. All alive, too. Remember there was that one bucket with something just banging on it? We were kind of scared to
Yes.
get in there.
Yes, and we'll show this to you guys later. There was literally, we walked through a certain portion of the market today where it was just a bunch of different plastic buckets, and for many of them there was like water that was being filtered into them with these like little tubes.
For air, oxygen.
Yeah, so get some water current going through them. All different types of fish were in these buckets. And in one of the buckets, it was a little bit of a horror scene because we didn't see anything. We didn't see what was in there, but there was certainly something trying to get out.
Yeah.
And I didn't.
I thought you were going to talk about the skinless, headless frogs we saw moving around as far as the horror show, because that one's going to be with me for a little while. I'm just going to say.
That was a pretty good one. So Tony caught.
I'm like, oh, are those pink frogs? They are pink frogs. Do they have heads? No. Are they moving? Yes. Their lungs are like coming out of the neck holes.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, we certainly saw some frogs. I don't think they were alive, but they certainly looked like they were alive.
We saw some bags of live frogs too.
Yes, we did. We saw some bags of live. We saw it all today.
Yeah.
And I have to say, well done, Vietnam. Well done, Saigon. My face didn't fall off. There was not a point.
From the aroma?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was shocked.
And you're the litmus test for that, I will say.
I certainly am.
Yeah. Since that Manila experience, you've been a little bit trepidatious.
Wet markets can certainly
We did see some,
go awry.
what do they call them? Saigon poodles? What was it?
Saigon rabbits.
Saigon rabbits?
I
Every
like
once in a
poodles
while, out
better.
of the corner of your eyes, scurrying around.
Yes.
Yeah.
We certainly saw a little
Action, but you can't help that.
No, you can't. Yeah, I think in any city you're going to have some Burmans.
Of course.
Some friends. You know, and they're hungry.
Yeah. And we had 2 banh mi.
We had 2 separate bommies. Yes, we
Both
did.
different, similar but different experiences.
Well, that's what I was going to say to you is like, if you're a lover of food, I feel like Vietnam is such an interesting place in that whatever corner, whatever alley, anywhere you turn, there will be something sitting in the sun waiting for your consumption. And I've seen pig snouts. I've seen tripe.
Here?
Dude, we hit the corner over here by the coffee shop.
You mean the market or like
Anywhere.
cooked? Right.
Any alley.
There is. It does seem to be like there's food happening everywhere.
There's food to be eaten anywhere. You're bound to see someone picking herbs anywhere in this place.
They're all kind of hidden in the corners. Like
absolutely, dude. We went
prepping.
So before we hit the podcast studio, we decided to get a coffee, and we went into what looked like a cool little bohemian courtyard. But just walking in, there's like a lady cutting a pig snout on the side of the fucking alley, and it didn't smell weird, but I did. Your HACCP brain certainly
doesn't really know what to do.
Yeah.
Your HACCP brain doesn't know what to do. It doesn't know how to handle that.
You see just like the fur off of a pig snout, just like glistening against the sun, and I'm like, would I eat that? Everybody seems fine. Nobody's.
Even just the fuss bar we just went to, right? I didn't peek into the kitchen till after, but it had 2 burners with broth, and then just kind of buckets of the like large steel buckets of the ingredients next to it, like and like a fridge that was like for the tiger beer.
Yeah,
that was it.
I mean, it's one of those.
And it was like a Michelin star place. It was great, but
it was delicious.
It's hard to understand how they handle that. Food safety, right?
Is there?
Well, it's hard to understand because it's like it's obviously
it's more. Yeah, well, the way you said it is appropriate. It's not food safety. It's more like food safety. Comes with a question mark.
I'm not worried about it. We're eating the stuff. I'm happy.
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
But if I saw that in the United States,
It would wig you out.
it would.
Yeah.
If I saw that in Europe, it would wig me out. If I walked into a random alley and saw a furry pig snout,
It's funny how in the
being
tropical
sliced.
places they seem to have less refrigeration. I mean, I remember when I was living in Uruguay, you'd go to the Central Market and this was probably one of my first experiences with it. They just kept the meat on these wooden shelves and just when you order whatever steak, they just pull it up, slice it, throw it on the grill, put it back down there. Now it's only a handful of hours that
Right.
that it's out and that's doing that, but it's still kind of interesting.
do you think we overdo it, or do you think everybody else underdoes it?
Well, obviously, people aren't getting sick, So we'll see. We'll keep trying to push the envelope as far as we can go, But also, there's something to be said for something that's coming that it's hasn't sat around or been in transit for weeks and so on and so forth.
Yeah, fair
right.
enough.
Like supermarket fresh.
True.
That fish could be like 2 weeks out 2 weeks from being, who knows, 3
Yeah.
weeks, right?
Sure.
Until it gets into your cart to your
Yes.
house. That's why
Freshly unfrozen.
people think that fresh fish goes bad in 2 days. It does not.
Fair.
Supermarket fish goes bad in 2 days because it's right on the edge. It's right there.
Yeah. Market.
So we had a good coffee. We had the good coffee. We pulled back a little bit on the condensed milk, though.
Yes.
Right? But it was fantastic.
Yeah.
I was very pleasantly surprised with that traditional coffee cart situation. I thought it was
Yeah, the
great.
Vietnamese,
I was
like-
worried it was going to be too cloyingly sweet, but it was not.
It's the two polar intensities coming together. The intensity of condensed milk and its sweetness, and the intensity of really roasted coffee.
Right. It's like the reason that I don't like Starbucks is because it's made to have milk in it.
Right.
It's roasted because people in the Pacific Northwest drink their coffee with a lot of milk. So that's why it's got that roasty. It tastes better with milk, but I don't like my coffee with milk, right? But this is a level of intensity that requires it.
Agreed.
Right.
And it was definitely delicious. And
I wonder if how do you think it'd be with just evaporated? Evaporated milk has no sugar. Condensed milk is with sugar.
we should try.
Yeah, I wonder if that balances it out enough.
Bring your own milk. We could try that out.
Well.
So far, I mean,
And then the two banh
the two banh mi, yes.
one was a little bit less
More simple.
and also it could have been fuller of stuff, right? But then right around the corner we went and got another one that had what's the name of the pickled turnip
Daikon.
carrot? Yeah, but what's the name of the mix? I can't.
Oh, I
Daikon. Turnip daikon technically.
Daikon and carrots, but I don't know what it's
There's
called.
a name for it, of course. I
Okay.
can't recall it right now, but it had a bunch of that in there, crunchy, sweet, sour, bunch of herbs, crazy herbs here all over the place.
Lots of
Spicy
herbs.
peppers. You can get it with or without, with or without.
Without chilies.
Xavier is now a without person. Just for everybody to know that he's a without person. So
Yeah, I've been having.
leave your Tabasco sauce at home.
I don't know what it is, Tony. If it's got seeds, if it's got membranes, I will suffer.
Yeah.
If it doesn't have
Sauce
seeds,
is cool.
Yeah,
Okay.
hot sauce is cool,
Okay.
but I don't know why.
These are
man.
spicy. I was doing the hiccup thing.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
that's. But it was roasted pork belly. Had a nice chew, nice crunch on it.
Yep, it had this. It had some skin, or at least it had some toasted, skin on
Skin,
the outside.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It was excellent. They like to chop it into a nice, almost like a dice. They don't do big pieces of
Right.
belly. They make it so it's really easy to chew.
Yep.
The bread is fantastic. To me, the banh mi bread is almost the perfect bread for any kind of sandwich. Super flaky,
But we
crusty on
tried
the
to use.
outside.
I think we had this good idea when we were working on the stand. That Chicago beef. I'm like, oh, that's dip beef. We'll just get that bread from the Vietnam Pho 77. We got it. When you get that wet, it falls apart. It totally fell apart. Not like a French
I
or
forgot.
that kind of roll that will have some integrity.
Got
So it's good. It does have a really light flakiness to it.
It's delicious. I love it.
Yeah, it's great.
I feel like it'd be a perfect Italian hoagie sandwich. bread because for me, the Italian hoagie, it often is so chewy, so aggressive that your mouth, yeah,
work.
dude, I can't tell you how many sandwiches I've had where like I feel like I just came out of a battle.
You could probably count. If you
Lately,
take your shoes
no.
off, you can count how many sandwiches you've had.
In the
You're
last
not a
couple
sandwich
years.
guy.
No, I used to be a sandwich guy until,
You're not a sandwich guy. You weren't a pizza guy. You weren't a pho guy.
I am
Is all
a pho
that
guy.
changed? You
I
are
am a pho guy.
Right.
I am now a pho guy. And I'm happy that we've had our pho. And we're going to try all the pho's.
You just had the pho testiculars. Every piece of beef in there, every piece of the cow was in that pho.
I think this is an important thing for people to understand about maybe a future where you could have pho in Saigon. So you know how the special pho, what for you is a special pho that we would get normally in the U.S.?
A special pho?
So for me,
What?
the special pho.
Well, did you ask me, or did you just ask me so that you could tell everybody what your special pho was?
do you get the special pho? Or
I don't know what you're talking about.
when you go to a standard United States pho restaurant, what they'll usually have a special combo pho.
Would you like to tell me what your special combo of pho is?
I'll tell you the one I had for lunch today.
Okay.
But what to you is like the classic assortment of meats?
Okay. Not a special pho, but just,
the
the
assortment of-
go-to.
Yeah.
I'll do the rare.
Rare.
It's like usually eye round of beef or something like that, like the raw one. And I'll do brisket.
Okay. So you
That's I like the juxtaposition of those two.
of those
in there.
textures.
Yeah. Sometimes, I'm not mad at tripe. It just doesn't have flavor to me. So it's purely just a texture if you want it in there.
Agreed.
Tendon, I can get with every once in a while.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love the tendon.
Beef balls, I don't do. I never like the meatballs. It's too. I like a grainy meatball. It's like too smooth.
I like the meatball too. So okay, I think we pretty much covered it. You got your thigh, I think a pho thigh. So it's like the eye round brisket, and sometimes some pho spots will say fatty brisket or lean brisket.
I just whatever.
Yeah.
It's all the same.
Tripe, tendon, meatball.
And beef testicle.
Well,
That was a new one that threw in your. This place must have been 8 or 10 different cuts of beef.
There was a lot.
So I got a medium one that came with 3, but you could choose the 3. And
3 meats.
Xavi got that large one that came with all of them.
Yes. So I got a large bowl with all mixed beef types. It had rare steak, well done brisket, fat brisket, soft tendon, skirt flank, cartilage, which was different from tendon.
That must have been that big,
crunchy, flappy thing. Super soft inner of bones. I'm not sure what that is.
marrow.
Rib cartilage.
Ooh, that was rib cartilage. That must have been rib cartilage.
All of this sounds great. Heel muscle beef, bap hoa, I'm not sure. And then there was testicle in there, which they call pin.
You
Here.
couldn't delve which.
I think my favorite part about it, I mean, it was delicious, all of it. My favorite part was I couldn't tell what was what.
Right.
For the most part. And so
I got I thought yours was going to be immense just
So
because
did
it had
I.
all those different items in it, but mine was perfectly enjoyable and
mine was great too. I feel like I got 2 bites of everything, which is actually super nice.
right.
It's exactly what you want.
And it
And-
cost an extra 70 cents, I think.
I think we had 2 nice bowls of pho and 2 beers
2 tigers.
for less than $10.
Yeah, it was nice.
It's very nice.
I'm staying.
Let's stay.
Let's stay.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's been less than 24 hours that we've been here.
That's correct.
We're going to eat at a restaurant called Rice Field tonight, and so we'll check that out. We'll have more to report on that. I'm very excited.
As am I.
You better, I know you're a little jet lagged, but
I certainly am.
perk up. We're going to go to, Neil said he'd take us to a rooftop beer place after this, potentially, if he
That
still likes
sounds
us
good, too.
after listening to this podcast.
Absolutely. Yep.
Looking forward to all that.
It's going to be a lot of fun. We'll have a lot to report. We're excited to be back. I mean, it's been quite a while, I feel like, since we've had a chance to record and focus on the fun things that life has to offer.
True.
Overseasoned is here for your pleasure, is here for our pleasure. And we're going to be, we're doing the exploring for you. So first things first, get your visas.
If we get your visa. We got our visas. We're good.
And
I have to be out Monday noon, but for right now, for the weekend, I am
You're
set.
good.
Yes.
You're good. So yeah, and if you have friends coming over, don't buy wild salmon, and that's all you need to know.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us.
Overseasoned Podcast was brought to you by Over Easy Office, outsourced bookkeeping solution.